What's up, guys? Hey, I know it's been a long time since I last uploaded, like way too long, but I'm doing all right, and it's time for...
Psst. Hey. Hey,
What?
I got you these for the video. You're talking about oranges, right?
Thanks, but it's Oranges the band, not Oranges the fruit.
Oh, orange is the band. Yeah, that makes more sense. Wait, then what's taxidermy?
Taxidermy? You mean Taxonomy? That's the name of the album.
Wait, you're sure it's taxonomy, not taxidermy?
Yes, Taxonomy. Why? What did you... Oh. I'm finally back, and I'm talking about a band that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I fell in love with Oranges ever since 2015, where I saw them in Austin at that Hail the Sun show. If you saw my Hail the Sun video, it's that same show at the Dirty Dog Bar in Austin, and I never heard of Oranges before, but this band with this front man just captured me. I was hooked from their first song that they played. And I love Oranges so much. And this album in particular, Taxonomy, I love. Just as a SWANCORE band, you don't get any more SWANCORE than Oranges. I think the essence of SWANCORE, the juices of SWANCORE, the quintessence of SWANCORE, if you juiced it, it would be orange juice. Oranges is a band from Las Vegas, and the frontman, singer, screamer's name is Parker Hunt. And this dude's just electric live. You can't believe how crazy he gets live. The guitarist's name is Skylar Caparici. The bassist is Mason Chacos, and the drums is Ricky Martinez. And this is Sherman. I got him off of Amazon. His name's Sherman. He's cute. So let's get into the album. We start off with Cool Coconut Head, and immediately just Skylar's noodly guitar, textbook SWANCORE, but like it sounds different. It's like crunchy and fuzzy, and I just don't know how to describe it, but it's unlike anything else. So we got that noodly guitar by Skylar with the math time signatures, and you'll notice throughout this album that the song structure is like non-existent, and I like that. And then we notice Parker's voice, and it's kind of punky, it's got a little rasp to it, but it's also very pretty. And he can really control that high and low energy. Next is Snow Monkeys, and this is where we hear Parker screaming for the first time, and he comes in hot. And this song's just relentless with the guitars and the screams interwoven. And I don't know if this is right, but Parker's melodies seem very like improvised and on the spot. I wouldn't be surprised if he just went into the booth and just sang over the instrumentals. I don't know if that's true or not. Somebody get in the comments and let me know about it. Next is Boots 24/7, and from that concert, Parker told the story of this song, but it was 6 years ago. I don't remember it. It was about some girl who never took her shoes off. And this one's definitely a standout for me because it starts off with that bendy guitar. Just the riffs in this one, genius. And to me, tonically, this song really tells a story. It starts off and then it slides us down into the lower dark streets. And then later on, it brings us back up into the light. And also, the screams go hard as fuck. And on that song, I really love the ending and I really love the come down in the ending. Just, I'll be chasing you down. Just really lays us down to sleep. Next, we got Ask.me. And this one's more of the seemingly improvised Parker melodies. And goddamn, Ricky, the drums are so sick in this song. Sick Ricky. And this one has one of the best riff hits, and it's just a roller coaster of high and low moods throughout the song. I love it. Next is part 1, Ernest Goes to Whatever, and this is a song that I used in the intro. That slow, pretty build to remain on the path that's been set. It's perfect. It's so satisfying when he hits remain on. And this one to me has the catchiest guitar riff that's just expanded and elaborated on throughout by Skylar, and it's really genius guitar work. And the vocals, Parker's vocals, they don't seem like they should work. He's just doing whatever, but they work so well. It's just, I don't know. I love it. Then we got part 2, Glenn Lerner, and this one's like a callback to part 1, Ernest Goes to Whatever, with the remain on the path that's, but it sounds like this song is backwards. There's a lot of like slidey guitar and just wheedly shit that just sounds like this was in reverse. And I don't know if that's on purpose, and if so, goddamn, that's genius. Love that sound, and this one's a lot more chill than the part 1, but man, this is just a really good end to these 2 songs. Like these part 1 and 2, Ernest and Glenn Lerner, are just really standout tracks to me. These 2 are perfect. Next is Casanova Kakesa, and this one's really apparent. I guarantee, I don't know, but Parker just went in and did whatever, because this is just so stream of consciousness. Even the instrumentals sometime in this one seem like they just did whatever. And I just don't know. It's beyond me how you can write something like this. And then say like, hey, it's Casanova Kakesa time, doing a live show, and they're like, okay. It's like, what the fuck? How do you remember how to play this? But then again, everything works so well that it becomes familiar somehow. And I'm like singing along and I'm doing the I don't know. Next is Wildcard Joey Ain't Shit, and this is more of the same, like so chaotic that I surprise myself that I know how to sing it, and I know what's coming up next, even though the song structures, there isn't one. And I love this one because the drops are so steep in it, and just the low screams by Parker, excellent. Next is XD semicolon P. I love that title, by the way. But in my notes it just says half chill, half onslaught, and I think that's all I have to say about it. And lastly, we got Logic Dictates I Less Than 3 You. I love these titles, guys. This one's got a beautiful intro that builds up into a groovy riff. And it's just a perfect ending song. It really encapsulates the whole album. I love this last song. So overall, what did I think of Taxonomy by Oranges? Well, I don't think a band has ever oozed style from an album like this. Oranges does with Taxonomy. It's dripping with orange juice, if you will. And to me, there's just no other band like Oranges. The guitar riffs are incomprehensible with that very distinct sound to them. The vocals are so chaotic and wild, just like Parker is live, and it sounds like they're made up on the spot. And the energy is just all over the place. It's bouncy, chaotic, just whatever the fuck. These songs just happen to you, and you're going along for the ride. I will say that because of the pureness of the distilled orange juice, that these songs can get a little bit tiring after maybe like track 7. Me personally, I start looking for more conventional song structures and melodies and maybe a little variety in the style. But don't get me wrong, I love this album with all my heart. It's the perfect album to put in your playlist when it's on shuffle, and when an Oranges song comes on, you're like, fuck. It's just one of those albums you gotta be in the right mood to listen to it all the way through. But it's amazing and utterly unique. And I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I'm a little biased because I saw them in concert and I love them so much. I don't know what happened to them though. I've heard some rumors about Parker, but I don't want to like spread anything that's misinformation. But if you know anything about Oranges and why they broke up or why they're not making any music anymore, please let me know. And Oranges has a back catalog actually that's not on Spotify. It's on Bandcamp. Please go check that out. Buy their music. Support them any way you can. And guys, thank you for watching. I'm really sorry I haven't been uploading lately. I'm going to get back on it, maybe. Don't hold me to it. Just life happens, you know. And I hope y'all are having a good life. Me and Sherman and Nana, we all love you guys, and I appreciate everything. So shout out to you, and I will see you in the next one.